Good morning students. I hope you are doing well. Welcome to class 7 science. Today we shall start with our first chapter, nutrition in plants. I would like everyone to refer your textbook from page 5 to page 8. Children, we all know that we need energy for various life activities. We get energy from the food that we eat. That means nutrition is a process by which all living organisms take food and utilize it to get energy. Both plants and animals are living organisms. Like animals, plants also require energy for their life activities. Thus, nutrition is a process which is very important for all living organisms to survive. Now, let us learn about the role of nutrition in plants. There are two modes of nutrition. The first one is autotrophic nutrition and the second one is heterotrophic nutrition. The word autotrophic can be divided into two parts. The first word auto means self and trophic means feeding. The mode of nutrition in which an organism prepares its own food from simple substances is called as autotrophic nutrition, and those organisms are called as autotrophs. We can take a very good example of the green plants. They prepare their own food, isn't it? That is why they are called as autotrophs. Next, we move on to the heterotrophs. The mode of nutrition in which the animals or any other organism take the food prepared by the plants, those are called as heterotrophic nutrition and those organisms are called as heterotrophs. We can set good examples of VR cells along with the animals as examples for heterotrophs. Now we shall move on to the process of photosynthesis. We all know that green plants prepare their own food, but do you know how do they prepare? Green plants prepare their own food by the process of photosynthesis. The word photosynthesis can be divided into two parts. First word photo means light and synthesis means to prepare. By this we can understand that plants prepare food in the presence of sunlight. Photosynthesis is the process where carbon dioxide from the atmosphere along with the water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll prepare food. Okay, so carbon dioxide, water and minerals are the raw materials which are required for the preparation of food. Water and minerals are being absorbed from the soil by the roots and they reach up to the stem. Once they reach up to the stem, the role is played by the xylem and the phloem vessels. The xylem vessels, they help in transporting water and minerals, and the phloem vessels, they take up the food prepared by the leaves and they send it to the different parts of the plant. Okay, now we shall move on to the most important part played by the leaves. Leaves have tiny pores on them. These tiny pores are called as stomata. Carbon dioxide from the air enters into these tiny holes which are called as stomata. The structure of stomata is somewhat like this when we observe it under the microscope. These tiny pores are surrounded by the guard cells. Inside it we find tiny structures called as chloroplast. Chloroplast contains a pigment called as chlorophyll. It is this pigment which gives green color to the leaves. And you find a tiny opening here, isn't it? So this tiny opening is called as stomatal opening. It is this stomatal opening which helps in the exchange of gases. Carbon dioxide from the air and water from the roots in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. It is this chlorophyll which helps in trapping the sunlight and prepares food called as glucose, C6H12O6. And once it prepares this food called as glucose, it also stores some amount of food in itself called as starch. And in this process, oxygen is also released. Now, let us move on to the next topic called as synthesis of food other than carbohydrates. I already told you that plants prepare certain amount of extra food called as starch. Starch belongs to the food component called as carbohydrate. Carbohydrate is chemically represented as CHO, a carbon atom, a hydrogen atom and an oxygen atom. The carbohydrate is used to synthesize other food components such as proteins and fats. Proteins contain nitrogen and nitrogen is required for the growth of the plant, isn't it? But you already know that air contains 78% of nitrogen. But why do you think that plants are still unable to utilize it? Plants can utilize this nitrogen in two ways. The first one is wherein soil contains certain microorganisms and one of those is rhizobium. It is this rhizobium bacteria which helps in converting atmospheric nitrogen to water soluble compound. So now when the nitrogen is being dissolved in the soil, it is being taken up by the plants for its growth. The other way, wherein farmers add fertilizers which is rich in nitrogen. It is also taken up for the growth of the plant. With this, we have completed our first topic, autotrophic nutrition. We shall deal with heterotrophic nutrition in our next video session. So children, stay home, stay safe. Thank you.